What's up, guys? Morning, everybody. How you doing? Starting a little late today. I had an appointment and then I had to jump in the shower. What's going on? How's everybody's Thursday? We getting ready for Christmas? Wish I knew why this is making so much noise. What's up, Sonny? What's up, Justin, Angelina, Metal, Violet, T-Mac, Tracy, Caitlin? Oh, I'm doing better. Thanks. Yesterday was just weird. It's a weird day. It was like fine when I got up, and then like throughout the day I just got like more depressed and just like open these fucking blinds. Chaotic, but trying to be chill if that's possible. Did I think days before the holiday wasn't going to be chaotic? I know, right? Yeah. I didn't know I'm a first-time home buyer. You know, I bought my house 3 years ago, and I didn't know that the mortgage could change. I didn't know that it could go up. I thought it was locked because, you know, you lock in that interest rate. But I wasn't aware that, you know, when your home insurance goes up or something like that, or your taxes in the area, your mortgage goes up. Like county taxes and shit like that. It's crazy. You pay taxes and then you just pay more taxes. Shit's been the same for 3 years, and then last month I noticed I got charged more. So I went into the dashboard and I looked for, you know, the upcoming payment. And sure enough, yeah, it's gone up. So I called. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? I mean, I was nice about it. But he's like, oh, yeah, it's your city, county taxes, possibly. Your escrow went up, basically. And so you got this payment broken down into, it's like 23 something a month. My payment went up like $46 a month, basically. I'm just like, cool, man, cool. Shit is crazy. They fucking tax the shit out of you. They still pay you like it was 20 years ago. And then like the wages don't go up. The pay doesn't go up, but all the expenses go up. So super cool. Greatest country in the world. Greatest country in the world, guys. There weren't enough dishes to justify running the dishwasher last night, so today we get world's best boss. Yeah, it was just like, hey, here it is. I'm like, cool, man. And I got auto pay set up, so it's fine. It like covers it. But, you know. What's up, Dan? Oh, of course my title didn't change. I had a topic I wanted to cover today. And of course the title didn't fucking change. That's right. The title for today's stream is Don't Listen to Outsiders. There it is. I think the title changed everywhere but Kick. Waku, what's going on Twitch? How you feeling? What's up, Kenny? I fully believe in universal basic income. I think everybody should have it. Everyone should get it free and clear. Just because everything's so fucking high and you have to start up here to actually do anything instead of starting at zero or actually in debt. We're actually all in debt when we're born. Yeah, J2 Tone, I just changed it. It said just chatting or just hanging out or something right before that. I updated it in my, so I use Restream to multi-stream to different platforms, and I updated there, but I forgot that it doesn't update. Hello. Amber Smoker, thanks so much for the gifted over on Twitch. Appreciate that. So yeah, so now we got the title here. I have a question. What's up, Rushdown? Do you actually get paid per month on Kick for using camera? You mean because I have a face cam? And is it more lucrative to have a face cam? Is that what you're asking? Who got you the mug? I bought myself this mug. So I whenever, like, when we had the bandwagon, I would get a new coffee mug every time. Just because, you know, why not? It's a new tour, a new mug. And I thought this would be hilarious because, you know, I'm not the world's greatest boss. I should be, though. I'm doing Kick. I'm doing all of them, dude. I do all the platforms. No, I've seen on TikTok you get paid on Kick for free for streaming. Oh yeah, no, you have to become partner for that. You can get paid like $16 an hour to stream. Smoker Amber, thanks for the gifted. Amber's everywhere. You get paid $16 an hour on Kick to stream, but there's like requirements. You have to stream like, I think it's like 100 hours a month and some other things. And I think you also have to be partner with them. You don't just get paid, but you do get 95% of your revenue. So when I get subs gifted or whatever, I get that. So if you take some time and build a little audience and get some people that love you, they'll throw you some money possibly, and that's how you make money. Otherwise, you have to work up to that verified and then partner status. Kick is definitely better for getting paid, I'll tell you that. I use Twitch as well, and I finally made $50 off of Twitch after 3 years. So I am verified. I did get verified. No, I'm not verified. I'm sorry. I'm not verified. I'm affiliated. I'm just not verified. And then, so it's like verification and then partner. But I don't stream enough to become partner. But whatever it is you're trying to do on Kick is streaming, like just lean into it and do it as much as possible and just have fun. Don't stream something that you don't enjoy, because you end up not enjoying it if and when you do start getting paid. Money's cool, but you want to enjoy the thing you're doing. You know, I could, if I wanted to make more money, I probably would play Call of Duty or Fortnite, but I don't enjoy playing those. I'm not a good multiplayer, so I don't do that. That's why I don't do that stuff. So what's up, Will? What's up, Aubrey? Smoke Amber, I really appreciate it. Thank you. What's up, Tricky? What's up, Brian? What's up, Charlie? Can you load videos on YouTube easily for the first time, or do you have to set up a channel? You have to at least create a channel. So if like you have a Gmail account, you can create a channel. Anybody can create a channel, and you can upload like that. It's just, but you don't get monetized until, I think they just dropped it to 500 subs now. If you get 500 subs on YouTube, and I think it's still 4,000 hours of view time, you can become monetized. I'd have to look it up though. I did I got 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours in 364 days. It took about a year to get there, and you have to get that much within 365 days. Excuse me. So I just made the cutoff like the day before, and that was because all you guys, all the fan base out there, all the supporters would watch my videos like crazy because you guys knew I was trying to get monetized. And now I'm on Kick and Twitch. Might load a few on random remodeling stuff in 2024. My daughter likes screwing with that. Dude, you should totally do it. And then learn about titling and descriptions and tagging for SEO to rank and search. Something like that, remodeling a house, decluttering, like those types of things, you can really get some views on that. Those are things that people need, you know? Music, what I'm trying to do is so subjective, and it's just harder for musicians to grow. Unless you're like doing pop covers and staying on top of like pop culture, you know? Or unless your voice is fucking incredible, or your guitar playing or your drumming is insane, you know? If you're just sort of a jack of all trades, master of none like myself, then it's a lot harder. But stuff like that, like how to and giving people ideas on how to remodel or anything, I mean, you could definitely get some views.
Yummy.
J Two Tone, thanks so much, man. Thanks for the sub, brother. Julia Gulia. What's the deal with having music and videos as far as rights to the music? If you have music and videos, you will get claimed. And depending on the label, they're either going to share the revenue with you, which is the best case scenario, or they're going to block your video entirely and have it removed. Worst case scenario, you get a copyright strike. You get 3 of those, your channel's done. So you have to be careful. I've never gotten a strike, but I get claimed all the time. I get claimed from Ballyhoo songs. It's not a person doing it. It's all digital. It's an algorithm that does it. And then it gets to a label person and they decide what they want to do with it. So, but there's plenty of DMCA free music out there, including my album Aberrations. You can use that music for free. And if you do get claimed, which you probably won't, but if you do, I'm not going to send you a takedown notice or anything like that. I put it out there for people to use it. But there's also other music you can use. And YouTube has an extensive audio library as well for music. But you don't want to use Green Day songs, especially Green Day songs. Warner Brothers will take that shit right down and block your video. Post Malone, stuff like that. Any of the major label stuff, you'll get crushed. Waking up to Howie and the movement chains. Nice, Justin. Love that. Have you considered VR with a horror game, like do Paranormal Activity or something? Oh yeah, dude. I played VR Resident Evil 7 and it was fucking scary. And then definitely the scariest game I've ever played. And then Resident Evil 8 I've played in the house here, but it's kind of weird, like the way it's set. I don't know if it's a bug or something, or maybe they've updated it. I haven't played it in a few months, but you're like lower than you should be. Like when you're like the point of view is like, I'm a short person, and it's not about being short or anything like that. It's just like, it feels like you're in the floor. It's a very strange. And then when you look down with all your gear, everything's like out to here, like your gun and like your holster and all that. It's very strange. So I'm hoping they fix that. But I have been playing The Seventh Guest on VR, and that's a lot of fun. Phasmophobia. Yeah, I have it. I think I have it, but I haven't played it yet. I spend and waste so much time online. Could be fun to create. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be online, you might as well make something and eventually try to make some money off of it. You know, why not? It's all monetizable, man. if done correctly. And you don't need great video. Just use your phone. Just make sure the audio is good. People won't tolerate bad audio, but they'll tolerate bad video if they're learning something. Kenny, you're very welcome. So I've been in the mood the last couple days, just sort of, I don't know what it is, unforgiving. I don't know. I've been more spicy last couple days, and I had some thoughts and feelings I wanted to share about the music industry, or just being a creative person in general. Damn, TikTok, I'm clearly not on there enough to do lives. Yeah, I can go live, but I can't. I'm not on there enough that it won't let me do live like this. You have to like reach a certain amount, I think, to be able to run it through here, which I would like to do that, but I think you have to have 1,000 followers or something on TikTok to go live. Out of town Zen West weekend, but just bought tickets for Ballyhoo. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. This is the least Christmassy Christmas ever. Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, like I kind of feel the same way, you know? I kind of feel like I haven't, I think maybe because this year was a much slower year financially for me. And I don't know how you guys did, but I know everybody's like struggling. But definitely a slower year, you know, having to do with the band stuff and all that wild shit. Why is it so hard to get into the holidays this year? I mean, I think that might be what it is. You know, it's like one of the things that like, we'll just go raw here. I don't want to like spoil my kids in the sense of like, we have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars every Christmas, you know, stuff like that. Like, which I think is great if you can do that. I'd like my kids to be, you know, I'm hoping that they're learning things along the way. Like, that's not what it's about. But the fact that you can't get as much for them as you'd like, I think it's that. It's not that they, you know, I think after everything, my kids are going to be happy with what they get, because we ask them for their lists every year. And I said this the other day, but I think it's very important. For us, I think it's more important to have them send a list, a wish list, right? And you get things from that wish list, as opposed to wasting money on something that they don't want and they're not going to use. And then it clutters up your house, right? 2, it's a waste of money. You know, so I'd rather get them things they want. And then obviously I know my kids, so I'm going to get them things that I think that will be fun for them or whatever. And Danielle's like bummed out, you know, she's just like, you know, I just really want them to have a great Christmas. I was like, babe, they're going to have a great Christmas. They're getting everything they want. I hope my kids don't watch my streams. You know, everyone's going to be happy. But the most important part is that we're together and that's it. Right. And the kids, you know, they want to rush through and unwrap everything. It's like, we'll try to take it easy. We'll spread it out, you know, but it's the thought that you can't get all the things you want to get for them. Maybe that's consumerism, you know, maybe that's like just decades of consumerism, like in our heads. Right. Like we don't go and post our Christmas tree with all the gifts around it every year. We've never done that. I'll post the tree, you know, because it's pretty or whatever, getting the vibe out there. But I think it's weird when like parents will like load up the entire room with gifts and then show it on the internet. It's sort of like look at us, you know. It's just, I don't know. I think it makes people feel bad about themselves. And it's obviously not anyone's job to, you know, if you feel bad, that's your thing, you know, but it's still kind of weird. It's just like, look at all the presents we got our kids. It's just like, okay, you know. I'm not into keeping up with the Joneses, you know? I took mine to Florida for memories and experience. No Christmas presents by the dozens, just memories and experiences. Cost of living is just high. Yeah. That's a great idea, though. Giving your kids like an experience for sure. I hate the tree pictures, Brad. Yeah. Like I said, we'll take pictures of the tree, you know, like, and I've taken plenty of pictures and video of the gifts around the tree on Christmas Eve before we go to bed, you know, but like, I'm not putting that shit on the internet. I think that's like, I don't know. Jason, what's up, dude? What's up, Joe Jitsu? Cheers to you, man. It's a natural feeling as a loving, caring parent. I want to buy my kids everything they want and more. I want them happy, but they got to learn. And I know it's not about all that. The world has gone to shit with the help of those who just spoil their kids and buy the love. I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Yeah, you know, everybody has a different parenting style. There are definitely people creating assholes right now. You know, letting their kids do whatever the fuck they want, and that doesn't stop. You know, it goes into adulthood, but that's just something we all got to deal with. We took ours to Super Nintendo World for their... Dude, that would be sick. God, that would be so sick. I would love that. I don't think my son would enjoy it that much. He's just not into like Mario and shit. And like, he just plays Fortnite and that's all he cares about. Hubby and I couldn't afford to get each other anything, but the kiddo's going to have a good holiday. Yeah, it is about the kids, you know? Like, I don't do the whole... We are not Christians. We don't do the whole religious part of it, but it is something that exists. It's a holiday, so we use the holiday to be together and you know, we partake in all the gift giving and all that, of course, you know. But the kids definitely come first. But I do my best to make sure that mommy's not forgotten. She has a stocking and she has gifts as well to open, you know. And if you can't, if you're mom and dad and you can't afford to get each other stuff, that's fine too, you know? People out there making assholes right now. Yeah, it's true though. There are people right now creating assholes. They're going to be fucking taking up the fast lane, doing 50 miles an hour and complaining about everything. And speaking on non-serious Christian, I loved your meme. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I know. So funny. I don't subscribe to any of that religious stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and like bash anybody that does, but there are things that I find hilarious. Only tree pictures I share because my tree is decorated differently every year. Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's like an accomplishment. It's like a project. You know, you're like, look at this. Look what we did. And you're giving other people ideas like, oh, that's pretty. Or, oh, I'd love to do that with my tree next year or whatever. You know, it's when it comes to like showing all the gifts around the damn thing. It's kind of like, you know, just strange. I think 10 of those asshole kids are in my kids' class. Kids are goddamn, yeah, kids are mean. My biggest pet peeve, when family makes a pact with you to not buy gifts and then turns around and pulls a fast one on you and does anymore. Oh yeah, I know. That's rough. I think there's just an impulsion. There's an impulse to do that, you know. Impulsion's a word, right? There's an impulse to want to give. I think a lot of us would give if the situation's right, if we had, you know, if we felt like we were covered. I feel like a lot of us would give. And I think a lot of people do give, even though they're going through hard times, you know? And we should all strive to do that, you know? We all got to take care of ourselves. We all got to live. But, you know, we should all try to give. I try to give time or advice or whatever, you know? I've given people money before, you know? I try not to give people money. I try not to lend money. If I'm giving someone money, I know it's never getting back to me, you know? So that's a whole different conversation. But I just brought the family tickets to the Creed tour for Chris. Oh shit, Michael. Dude, I mean, honestly, I would see Creed live. I would see Creed live. I don't know if I'd pay for it, but I would see them. I also get super frustrated when people give their kids super expensive gifts from Santa. A lot of kids then question why Santa brings them. Yeah, the whole the whole Santa thing is convoluted, you know. It's just there was one of my daughter's friends the other day told her that Santa isn't real. And God damn it. Like, I don't care what you believe or whatever. Like, do not fucking do that shit. Don't put that shit on my kid. We're trying to like have that, have that childish wonder as long as we can. And I'm thinking that this might be the last year, before she starts figuring things out. But it's fun, man. It's to see it in her face, and and we did the same thing with my son, and he's not mad at us for lying to him. I've seen that a few times. I tell my kids about Santa Claus because I don't want to lie to them. I don't want to. Dude, it's fucking fun. It's just fun. And honestly, who's it for? Is it for us or is it for them? I get excited. I want. Danielle gets really excited. Like when we see that in their faces. You decided to tell the youngest in August before she started middle school. Yeah, I mean, middle school gets tough because, you think that's when they start figuring that shit out anyways, right around 5th, 6th grade, I think, Our kids are only getting a bigger gift and then a few little gifts. They don't need more stuff, and I can't control what the other family members will buy them. I have a hard time feeling like I'm spoiling them, but I'm trying really hard not to. We do activities and holiday things as family. I think they remember the toys when they out. Yeah. I think it's, like somebody said earlier, like the experiences over everything, for sure. What's up, Twat Waffles? What's up, Crystal? Always coming in hot. I love it. It's good holiday talk, Crystal. I love it. I don't know. I think you have to like teach something. You have to like say, like, I tell them every year, I'm like, look, just because you have a list doesn't mean you're going to get everything. But, and because it's not what it's about. But my kids have a lot of cool shit just because I'm their dad and I love cool shit. So I want them to have cool shit, like tech stuff, whatever. But they're not like assholes about it. Like they didn't go to school like, look at my iPhone or whatever, like they don't do that shit. They're very good with their stuff. They don't break their stuff. They respect it. They know it's expensive. They know that things cost money. And they don't act like that. So I was going to say was, don't listen to outsiders. So like, when I say outsiders, like I'm going to go from the music industry perspective here. And this can translate to creative in general, or really anything. But like, even people that like, for one, like, I hate when I'm talking to somebody and they ask me about the band and they have no clue how any of this works. They're outside of the industry. Once you get into it and you start touring and releasing records and dealing with contracts and support bands and other things like that, owning a van and maintenance and all the things that come with this, right? And then you have somebody that's just like, you guys should really do this. It's like, okay, man, you have no idea what you're talking about. I'll have people tell me things that I did 20 years ago, So there's that person, right? Which is whatever. But then you have the people that are like inside the industry and They want to give you their advice on how you should be doing things, what you should be doing. And I think the mentality is like, it's profit based, you know. Sometimes it comes from a good place, like I just want what's best for you, like this is what's going to help you make more money and be more sustainable later on. Sometimes it is about the money. There are managers out there that are trying to sell their bands on selling their catalog to some company that wants to buy the catalog for a certain amount of money. And it's happening now. It's been happening for a few years now, where some of these legendary bands that we know are actually selling their catalog to random companies, that they basically value the songs, value the catalog of what they are today and what they think they're going to make off of it. And the band will sell all or part of their catalog for a price. And it's like money now. So it's like, I think it was, let's see, Motley Crue sells catalog. Okay. BMG Rights Management has acquired Motley Crue's music catalog for $150 million. It acquired the rock band's entire catalog of songs, spanning 9 studio albums over its 40-year career. So basically every song up until... What's up, Billy? Thanks so much for the gifted, brother. Up until, like, I guess maybe their last record, Motley Crue sold that entire catalog. So Home Sweet Home, Shout at the Devil, Wild Side, Girls, Girls, Girls. All those songs sold the rights for $150 million to this company. $150 million is a lot of money, right? But, and I haven't done the math on this. I'm sure someone worked on this. I would hope somebody thought this was in their best interest. Could they have made $150 million over the next 10 years off of streaming and all that themselves? Or were they just like, I'll take $150 million now, But guess who gets $150 million? Not just the band, but the management and like the team gets a piece of that as well. So who proposed that? Was it the manager, or did Nikki Sixx say, hey, I think I want to sell these songs and make some quick money? But you got to remember that everybody's involved. Everyone gets a piece of everything. So that's something, Bob Dylan sold to Universal Music. Yeah. It's quick money because they're looking at streaming numbers and like, oh, well, they don't pay a shit, So maybe this is the move. Who knows? But maybe Motley Crue could have made $150 million in the next 10 to 15 years, but they're also fucking in their 60s, So statistically, those guys got like 15 years left, especially with all the drugs and shit they did back in the 80s. And then you've got people that Motley probably isn't going to be doing more with their music and career. No. Yeah, exactly. It's, it's life expectancy, but it's also like, most likely they're not going to be releasing anything that's like super popular or, their heyday was, 30 years ago. They want to retire thinking about their time. Yeah, for sure. So then you got these other people that say things like, you should do this. I was told years ago that when Girls came out, it did really well. And then when Detonate came out, some of you guys have heard this story. I'll elaborate. When Detonate came out a year and a half later, my dad had just died that previous year. And I didn't feel like writing pop songs. I didn't feel like writing fun party reggae songs, right? I wrote punk rock songs. I wrote rock songs. I wrote like heavy shit, musically and, lyrically. Excuse me. And I was told that this wasn't as good as Girls. Why didn't you do what you did on Girls? Why didn't you stay the course? And I'm a Libra, so I'm going, okay, well, on one hand, they're right. They're right. I should have written another Girls, because it's one more album that solidifies your sound and what the consumer, the listener, can expect. I mean, look, we're all consumers. Even as a listener, you're a consumer. This is a business. So even all the consumer, they come to know what to expect. And over the years, we've become known for, our, Walk Away and Blaze This Weed and Social Drinker and Dark Sunglasses. Like, those are the big songs that go off every night. And then, I get some girl in a sundress that comes to the show that thinks she's coming to see Walk Away and say I'm wrong and just kind of vibe out. And then she ends up in the middle of a mosh pit getting thrashed during Riddle with Bullets or Selling Out, right? So you guys see the conundrum here? It's like, so I get that. But on this hand, this is my art. This is my music. You didn't write this stuff. I am being true to myself. I want to be true to myself. And Tracy, thanks so much for the gifted. Buckle up, Buttercup. It's so weird that people think artists don't evolve. Yeah. Artists evolve, but it's one thing. We've always straddled genres, and that is like the hardest way to grow in anything. If I make YouTube videos, about how to clean a toilet, right? And I'm like the toilet guy. You come to me to learn about cleaning toilets, right? Or how to fix a toilet. And then I upload a video about unboxing a microphone or or my movie review, right? It confuses the person that's subscribed to my channel. So, okay, I thought this was a toilet guy. He does movies too. You start to create a separation, and then there's confusion, right? And it's the same thing. Oh, Ballyhoo's reggae band. Ballyhoo's a punk band. Ballyhoo's a ska band. We've never been any of those things. We're like all of those things. We're certainly not a reggae band. And when people call us Maryland reggae or they call us reggae, like it's weird because I don't think we're a reggae band. And yes, our music has come out on like in the reggae genre before, but I tell you what, we put out Girls. I said, we're going to release Girls, but we're going to put it out in the alternative category. And we did that, and it destroyed. It lived at the top of the alternative charts on iTunes for the entire weekend. It didn't budge. It was number one all weekend. And guess who was under us? Green Day, 21 Pilots, like Imagine Dragons, alternative bands. We were number one, okay? It's easy to get number one in reggae. It's fucking easy. There's no competition. All you need is a fan base to buy this shit and know it's coming out. We beat Common Kings this time around. Those guys are fucking sick. That band's awesome. And they're great dudes too. But we were just better at promoting. That's all it is. We were number one. I want to be number one in the alternative or the rock category, right? Rock probably doesn't make sense these days because like rock is different now. we'd probably be more of an alternative band because we're a hybrid. It's hard because there's no genre for us. That's why I'm creating a fucking genre. Beach rock. Beach rock is that. Beach rock is all those things. And I'm instead of leaning into, a stick figure sound or a revolution sound, we aren't that. We don't play like that. We don't play like those bands. Those bands are great and they're very successful, but we don't play music like that. I like the music, and I've always said that like there might be a song or two that comes out that sounds something like that. I like that sound. I like fucking around. I like making beats. I like reggae, but we don't play like that. All my guys are metalheads, they can play reggae, but it doesn't sound like those bands. If you listen to Ballyhoo, a Ballyhoo reggae song, like a straight up reggae song that doesn't have any like distorted guitars or anything like that. Like, let's say, I don't know, This Chick Is Whack. And then you listen to a revolution song or a stick figure song. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like a rock band playing reggae songs, And that's okay. That's what we are. That's the brand. But I've had motherfuckers tell me over the years that we need to do what they're doing. And I'm like, no, dude, you guys don't fucking understand what's happening here. I don't want fake ass fans. I don't want a fake fan base. I want people that love us for who we are and what we do. And if you want to make a playlist of just the Ballyhoo reggae songs or just the Ballyhoo punk rock songs, because that's the more stuff you're into, you can. But Ballyhoo does fucking everything. We do it all. We're a hybrid. And beach rock was the best way I could explain it. And to me, beach rock is more sexy than calling us a reggae band or a reggae rock band. Reggae rock is such a generic term from the 2000s that we didn't know what to call it back then. Beach rock sounds fun. It's like, ooh, what's beach rock? It's a fucking brand. And I'm not gonna try to sound like stick figure. I'm just not. And these managers and labels over the years, like they never knew what to do with us, because we wouldn't fall in. We wouldn't like, and that kind of shit is what drives me even more. It drives me further. Oh, you don't like my record because it's not a fucking pop reggae album now? So what does that say about you? What does that say about, like, do you even like this music? Why are you here? Like, I pay people to work for the band. If you're not going to do the work, if it's going to take the wind out of your sails because it's not exactly what you wanted, get the fuck out of here. I don't want you around then. I don't want you working for the band and making money off my band. I give you something, you go work it. This is what happened. You fucking go work it. Or don't take the paycheck. Hey, you know what? I'm not really feeling this project this time around. I don't want you guys, paying me for work that I'm not really feeling. I'm not going to do. You'll never hear that. You'll never hear that. You're never going to hear someone say, I'm going to forego the check. Maybe the next record, if you guys have like something more my speed, I'll jump back in. I'll start working. I literally that Detonate record came out and the management company had at the time literally stopped working. They stopped calling. I used to talk to this motherfucker every day. We didn't talk for 3 weeks, a month sometimes. And we got into arguments over the phone because Gas Station Burrito is some ska punk song that wasn't mixtape or Walk Away. You know what I mean? I'll take that money though. I'll take that money that's generated. And you know what? It didn't do well. It did, if you look at the comparison, Detonate compared to Girls, it didn't do well. It did okay, but release weekend, it ended up being people really loved the record, but Girls was a much better rollout and is much more received, right? I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. Part of the reason that the rollout wasn't good was because we didn't get any attention from our distributor, and our management company didn't like the record, so they didn't feel like working it. So we just went bare bones and just released it the best we could. We had almost no help putting that record out. So I say to you, if you're a creative, if you're in a band, if you're an artist, if you're a painter, if you're writing a book, right? Seek advice. Learn how to learn your shit. Learn the ins and outs of it, right? That's fine. But the second you start seeing somebody's coming along and they want a piece of it, but they're not willing to put in all the work and the time and they don't even really like your work, that's a red flag, dude. Do what you want to do, and the people will come to you. I promise you, there's an audience for it. You just have to find them. And it takes years. It takes fucking years. Okay? We all know that there are artists that explode overnight on SoundCloud. There are artists that, that certainly happens, but it's the 1%. It's maybe less than 1% that happens to. The other 99 point whatever has to fucking grind for it. I don't know how many fucking bands are out there that are amazing and you're never going to hear them. You're never going to hear them because they don't have money or people with the right relationships helping them out. You're never going to hear them. And that's always been one of my biggest nightmares, is waking up 50 years old, having spent 40 years of my life dedicated to this one thing and still living hand to mouth. Because people over the years were incompetent, but still took the paycheck. And I wasn't smart enough or maybe didn't have the balls to say, hey, we're not gonna work together anymore. We need to let you go. We all know how that turned out. When I finally did get the balls to say something, I got fucking sued. I'm kind of on one today, but it's just it's the path of an artist, man. It's like the shit is not easy, and you shouldn't do it if you're not willing to weather the storm. There are so many people that like, they have no fucking idea, Shit is crazy. That's what happened to another favorite band of mine. They were told to make an album for more radio and popish. They did it as a joke and it ended up being their biggest album, but they're back to their roots now. Yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah, I'm venting right now. Part of the reason I love Ballyhoo music and shows so much is because I can tell how authentic y'all are to your passion for music, storytelling, and connecting with the people who show up for you. Yeah. I'm glad you see that, because that is true. That part is true, Girls was a Pledge album. Why aren't those a thing anymore? We've talked about it. We've done it twice. Yeah, was it twice? I think we've done it twice. To where we like raised money for an album, because we didn't have a label behind us or anything like that. We didn't have any budget, so we did that. We've talked about it. We don't like doing that, like asking fans for money. Like I know that like at the end of it, there's a product and you do get something from it. It's a weird look. I feel like, I don't know. Will you ever be able to share with us the lawsuit story? I just want to talk to whoever did this shit to you guys. Well, I unfortunately no, and that's the reason right there, is what you just said. That's a very natural feeling to have too, so I'm not hating on you for it. I just want to talk to whoever did. Yeah, because we're not allowed to talk about this stuff because it'll hurt their business. So, yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I have been muzzled legally. But I can speak to the hardships of doing this, because it's not just us that goes through this shit. Trust me, I want to fucking say everything, but I can't. I've had to take down episodes and stuff because of this stuff, because I said too much. I'm just kind of like saying like what I, from experience and what to expect from me and the band going forward, is just, we might be, the whole thing is like, I want to play the music I want to play. Like when Green Day puts a new record out, or like I'm seeing a lot of the pop punk that's coming out the last few years, that gets me excited because I love that music, But then I also fucking love playing reggae. I love Sublime. Like I love ideas come to my head, and it's all just one thing. I can't separate it. And I think part of that is a weird psychology thing where I want to be everything to everyone, and I know that that's not the way to be, because you end up being nothing to no one. You limit yourself in that way. But then I go, well, yeah, but this is also just this is the style of music that it is. And if you're on board, you are. If you're not, that's fine too. It just takes longer. It takes longer to build the house, Do musicians ever transition to management to try and change the system, or is it too big to even tackle? We've had this conversation a lot. Musicians have definitely transitioned to management, and they probably have, One of my old managers from back in the day actually supposedly created the 360 deal, which is one of the worst deals you could ever make. And it's the industry standard these days. You get a piece of everything. And the band gets paid last. And I would love to go in there and change things up and make it about the artist again, if it ever was. You're not getting that 15 or 20% guaranteed. You're just not. You're gonna get a certain percentage that we discuss of whatever you bring in, and so that's gonna dictate how much you work. So how much you get paid is by how much work you do, and how much you bring in, how much business you bring in. Most of the business that has been brought to this band that has happened is the result of me and the guys being on the road for so long and meeting people and things coming through. And then we would just pass things off to management or agents, and they all get a cut. And I'm happy to pay people when they're working, Thanks for your advice in the past. It's helped me grow to where I am today. I love that, Vegas. Is Sublime really considered reggae? Not really. They're more of a punk band. They're more of a punk band that plays reggae and hip hop, They're the same. They mix it up. They just got famous for their reggae sound, Big old redfish, what's going on? Thanks, Sonny. Appreciate it. There's a startup company, Skip.io, that's trying to do just that, turn it around back to the artists, give them support without the BS deals. Yeah. I think there's a lot of companies that try to do that. Ultimately, the industry wins every time, because it's just nobody's going to not take money, But I would like to think that at some point we will be in complete control. And actually, because when you think about this, everybody around you, the team gets paid, right? Off of, if we get paid $5,000 for a show, right? Let's say 10 grand, because I'm not good at math. So let's just say we get 10 grand for a show. And so the booking and the management gets a percentage of 10 grand before taxes. So it's not that, so the band pays all the taxes and all the expenses associated. after the team takes the money, takes their cut, and then the band is left with whatever's left. So that to me is backwards. You know, has music moving to a digital distribution format hurt bands? Seems like the CD days would have benefited more. No, it really, to me, it's people look at it different ways, but to me, yes, CDs, you would get more money up front. You get that $10, but it costs money to print CDs. So if you're looking at, let's call it $3 a CD. I don't know how much it is, $2 or $3 a CD. So right there, $7 is what you have left, right? 3 of it goes to the production. You know what I mean? So it's like, but then with CDs, you can't just share them in an instant, and there's no algorithm to push you to other listeners. Spotify, Apple Music, for all their shortcomings, they are the best way to get your music heard. And once you start having a catalog and actually getting streams, it does start to make a difference. And I understand the bands that can't get 1,000 streams very, very quickly, if at all. I understand it. There's no money. So it's like, but you have to do the work. That's all it is. There's no shortcut. Do the work. The reason why we got 20 million streams this year is because we did the work over the last 2.5 decades. What's up, Narsik? Just a good morning from Moro. Thanks for being you. My wife, Haley, says hi too. What's up, Haley? Big hugs to you guys out there in Cali. Have a great day, fam. Gonna go listen to Detonate now. Billy D, I love you. Thanks so much, man. Anytime you guys listen to these records on Spotify, Apple, anytime you share them with a friend, anytime, you do any of that, you share it to your story or whatever, like, it helps this band. The music, think of the music as a tool to get people to the show, and that's where they buy the $30 t-shirt and the hoodie or sticker pack or whatever, That's what it is. The music brings people to the business, and then now it's like, that's what you do. The music is the expensive business card, right? And then you bring people to the show, and then they consume the merch, and hopefully they come back and buy another ticket, So. I got this little notebook over the weekend. I was taking some notes. This music is making this shit way more dramatic than it is. I asked to play a new song at Speakeasy in Savannah this past Saturday night. They let me, and so I played Shell Shock for everyone. Oh, it's great. Thank you. That's what's up, And, I see we get Shazams all the time. I see it. I get the report every week from Apple. It's like people are Shazamming. Let me show you guys something that's pretty cool. Apple. Let's see, Apple artists. That's my shit. It's not as exciting. Hold on. Come on, Ballyhoo. Okay, here we go. Check it out. So this is our fucking from earlier this month. So like 78,000 streams on Apple Music, and then 532 Shazams, which is great. Milestones: Under the Sun hit 100 Shazams, Tight Squeeze hit 100 Shazams, millions plays for Mixtape finally on Apple Music. We have less fans on Apple Music. But if you scroll down, it shows you. It's pretty much the same every week. Most Shazam songs, Walk Away, Mixtape, and Damn It, our cover of Damn It. So 77, 50, and 38. So like you see, like there's always people Shazamming and finding the band, which is really cool. Shazam is just like you can say, hey, who's this? If you hear a song in a bar, you're like, who's this right now? Who's playing? Or what song is this? And you let it listen, and it tells you the artist. And it brings it up on Apple Music for you to save it or whatever. Yeah, it's cool having the reports. Ballyhoo is my #1 artist for 41,000 minutes. Thank you so much, Angelina. Pandora is great. Pandora is great for discovery. A lot of people found us on Pandora. I've successfully converted at least 5 friends to Ballyhoo fans this year. We are just wanting an Ohio date to bring them to see you guys live. Hell yeah. We'll get back to Ohio. I think we have an Ohio date next month in Youngstown, but I'm not allowed to mention it. Soon though. So yeah, I wrote some notes. I want to share with you guys over the weekend. Sustainable change happens in small increments over long periods of time. It's I don't know what the holdup is. I think there's a show that needs to happen first, and then we can announce it. I think that's what it is. That's usually why we can't announce things. Sustainable change happens in small increments over long periods of time. Yeah, you can't just wake up and change. I can't just wake up and have, 1,000 people listening to my album right now, today, at this moment. On Spotify, we hit our first, it was like just under 1,000 listening right now. So if you go to Spotify artists, like I'll pull up Spotify for artists right now and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so with Ballyhoo right now, 200 people listening now, 197. It fluctuates every couple seconds, right? So about 200 people listening right now, which is really good because in the winter months it used to go down like 100. So when Shell Shock album came out that weekend, we had almost 1,000 people listening right now. So that number was like 974, 980, 990, like about 1,000 people listening at that current moment. We've never had that before. That's because of all the goddamn work that we put in for the 25 years leading up to that. You see? And those sick Apple promo videos that we did. Those stupid videos we made. In Alaska, we were having lunch. No one was there in there but us. I heard the lady say, so when she went in the back, I said, play stick figure radio, not expecting to hear it. Oh, that's awesome. Those things can hear a lot, which is kind of scary. And then I started like reflecting on my naivety. I'm a naive person. And I fucking hate that about myself. Because I want to believe, and what I came to find out is that I'm an idealist. I want to believe things to be a certain way, or that things can be a certain way, when practically, it's just not a thing. It's not possible. Or it is possible, but there's I'd have to take a lot of different steps to get there. It's like anything is possible. Pretty much anything is possible, but yeah, naive, a display of neglect of pragmatism in favor of moral idealism. Individual ideas of right and wrong, personal philosophy. Neglect of pragmatism, dealing with problems by using theory or abstract principles. Relievers were daydreamers and idealists. Yeah, it's a big problem. It's a big problem that I have. It's a gift and a horrible curse. The opposite of pragmatism is idealism. So it's like pragmatism is like, okay, let's be pragmatic about this. Let's be real. Let's practical, things like me saying, okay, I would love to have 1,000 people listen to my band right now, but being pragmatic, I'd say about 200 people will probably listen on the daily, which is real. That's what's happening, So, but idealism, I would like to see 1,000 people listening to my band by March, right? Is that practical? Probably not. You have to get a lot of people into the band and listening constantly to get up to that number in the next 3 months. And so anecdotally, Yeehaw listens to us every day, right? Sure, there's plenty of people listen to us every day, right? But there's a certain level, there's a threshold you have to reach, The opposite of pragmatism is idealism, fundamentally believing in or pursuing something perfect, some perfect vision or belief. The pursuit of one's ideals without regard to practical ends. So it's sort of this dream world, as you said, like a daydreaming thing. We're dreamers, man. We're dreamers. And I fucking love being a dreamer, dude. But I gotta be a little more practical. I gotta be a little more pragmatic. So for example, I wrote some examples of my naivete. We could do it, guys. We don't need to move to California where all the, and then in my head, where all the labels, agents, and radio stations live. Why would we move to California? Why would we move to California where all the entire industry lives? Because we go there a couple times a year. So why do I need to live there? Well, because if you're around in the scene, you end up meeting people. You end up meeting people and you rub elbows and you become friends with people. And over time, that turns into something. And that's hard. That's a thing that I've been doing for years. I've made a lot of friends over the years, but probably could have happened a lot quicker if the band had relocated to California 15 years ago. Right? We can totally do this.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Fox Warrior, thanks so much for the follow. We can totally do this with management that has no connections or relationships. So the management companies we had in the past, no real relationships, nobody they didn't know anybody. We just felt like we could grow together if everybody's willing to work, And it worked to an extent, but it never like hit an exponential growth. It just stayed right here, and then we plateau, and then cynical idealist. I wrote this down. Okay, cynical idealist. Cynicism equals defeated idealism, right? Love giving love to other streamers. Keep up the good work, brother. Fox Warrior, thanks so much. I appreciate that. We just out here, we just out here trying to live. I hope your next stream goes really well. What do you game? What do you stream? So cynicism is a defeated idealism. So basically, cynicism is a disenchantment with what had earlier been believed or sought after. So it's a feeling of disenchantment, so where I get cynical about being in a band a lot. I do. I get cynical about having a career as a touring musician because back in the day, I had stars in my eyes, and I wanted to believe, as an idealist, I wanted to believe that we could be the biggest band in the world, like my favorite bands. And you come to realize that it's a lot harder than that. It's not perfect, and that means it's not good enough. Yeah. That's the feeling. I wanted to believe that we could explode and be a huge radio band and do the things that the Foo Fighters are doing, But me not me choosing not to relocate the band to California and try to get on K-Rock and become, I remember I MySpace on was it MySpace? It was like, I think it was MySpace. I hit up one of the DJs at K-Rock on their Sunday night show. And I said, hey, we're not a local band, but we play in California all the time. And our music sounds like it's from California. Would you be down to play our band? And she's like, oh, sorry guys, local bands only. Okay, I get it. We're not from LA. But had we moved to LA, my band would have been played on K-Rock, which is the most influential radio station in the fucking country. Now, back when radio was a really big thing and it really did matter, not saying it still doesn't matter, but it was way more powerful 10 years ago. That would have made sense to relocate the band to LA. And I've always been naive that we could really do this by staying in Maryland, staying on the East Coast. And in that sense, I feel like I've sabotaged the career and made it take a lot longer, and possibly affected the outcome of what is to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like I've affected the outcome 15 years ago by not taking those steps and thinking, no, because my family was here, you know what I mean? Like, but then you'd have to live in LA. Yeah, and that's a whole different thing. I do not want to live in California, but maybe I should have for at least a few years to reap the benefits of that, because there are benefits. There are benefits. I've played shows with California bands, and I've had people come up to us after the shows and say things like, "Oh, so you guys are from California, huh?" No, actually, no, we're from Maryland. That band, those guys over there at their merch table, they're from Cali though. Oh, okay. And they would literally leave and go talk to them. There's something different. It's very cool to be from California. It's not as cool to be from Maryland. People from Maryland wouldn't tell you that. They'd be like, fuck, dude, you're from Maryland. That's sick. But it fucking happens. It's true. It's happened on several occasions. When we toured with the Dirty Heads, for example, back in 2008, we took them on tour. They opened for us. And people were more excited to talk to them than us because they were California boys. I mean, let's be real. They had a look too, you know. They Dirty Heads are cool, you know. They had that look. But yeah, people would leave. B Foundation, same thing. B Foundation, great, good friends of ours, some of our best friends in the industry. They're from California, LA, and they would say it every night, and people would go talk to them, you know, because they're from California. It's just, there's advantages to that. So yeah, I probably should have relocated the band and use that time in my late 20s, early 30s to really build a foundation out there. What does it matter? Should I like shit music based on Cali? Doesn't make sense. No, you're right. It is the dumbest standard. And it really, if you just listen to the music, it's about the music, right? But I'm just saying that, like, the difference is when we're standing next to a band from California, there's something just cool about being from California. That's why Anthony Kiedis says California in every fucking song. It just sounds cool in the song. You know, it's just something about it. It's like the dreamland, you know? But I think we're all starting to realize that, like, Cali's not exactly the best place in the world or the best place in the country. It's silly. It is. It's fucking silly, but it's true. Hawaii is cool to be from too. Yeah, Hawaii, it's another one. Like, oh, from Hawaii. Oh my God, it's amazing. You know, we're just from Aberdeen, Maryland. There's a government facility 5 minutes from my house. We can go, you know, they test tanks and stuff. East Coast is a shit, for sure. Yeah, I'm not here to like start any fights between East and West Coast. These are just observations from over the years. Idealism, believing or pursuing, desiring, wishing, or even longing for what doesn't exist yet, if in fact it ever can. Idealism. The ideal situation. Think about how many times you said that. Ideally, I would love or the ideal situation would be, okay, is that
Surprise,
practical?
motherfucker.
Shared Shadows, what's going on? Thanks for the follow. Is that practical? Am I practicing pragmatism? No, not really, you know. The naive assumption that things can only get better. Sure, things can definitely get better, you know. But you got to be grounded in your thoughts. You got to be grounded and realize the gravity of the situation, as they say. You know, figure out ways to get to a better place. Nothing's unachievable, but you have to do the work and you got to be smart about it. And I fear that I haven't been smart about my decisions. Isn't there some Wizard of Oz thing in Aberdeen? Not that I know of. I grew up there and I still live 10 minutes from there, and I've never heard that. If there is, I'd love to know about it, and maybe I could have a better. I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's look it up. Now I'm intrigued. Let's see, Wizard of Oz, Aberdeen. Wizard of Oz, Aberdeen. Oh, okay. Okay, no. Aberdeen, South Dakota. There's a yellow brick road or something. Yeah, not my town. I've been to both, definitely prefer the East Coast, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and it shouldn't. If you say you're from Baltimore, get some script. Yeah. The naive, simple, this naive, simple creature with wide, friendly eyes, so eager to believe appearances. Naivety. That's been me my whole life. Are we having a therapy session right now? And then I just wrote some other things. The biggest fear is that you become the beast you are trying to slay. Todd McFarlane, 1997. Todd McFarlane created Spawn. And I collected that comic book when I was a kid for about 2 years. Still have them. So the difference between the opposite of pragmatism is idealism, possibly naivety. The difference between execute is procrastinate. So I'm trying to make this little list, you know. Trying to get better with my vocab, actually, but the other day I put, is my dad a ghost and is he haunting me on Facebook? My dad's Facebook page came up and was suggested to me out of nowhere the day before. So 2 days ago. Yesterday was 7 years since he died. So it was the 20th. So the 19th, just randomly his Facebook page just suggested, do you know Sam Spangler? And it was his fucking profile pic. But my dad was really into Dark Shadows, that show from the 70s. And it was Barnabas. That's why we named that song Barnabas, by the way. Trivia. Barnabas the Vampire was his profile. Just weird. What ifs are such a thing? I do it all the time. It doesn't mean you made a wrong decision, just a course setting one. Yeah, consequences are going to come around. Youth is wasted on the young. Live and learn. All that hallmark BS. Yeah, I mean, it's true, though. I hate to bring this up during the stream, but is there a VIP for Michigan? There should be. If not, there will be. I don't know why they're not there yet. Thank you for asking. You had therapy yesterday? Awesome. I think I want to go to therapy. I think I need to. I think growing up as a female takes away some of that naivety. It's scary out there. Yeah, I imagine being a female can be scary. there's a lot of dudes out there that are fucking weird and crazy and yeah. Isn't like the number one cause of death for women is men? Is that what it is? We got to be in the top 3. Also being a small female. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that something your dad would do? What do you mean, like be a ghost and haunt me on Facebook? I feel like if my dad was caught in a limbo, if he like when he died and he was just sort of caught in a limbo and like there was a choice to, you know, go somewhere else in the universe or stay here with me and hang out, he'd probably stay here with me and hang out. Although my dad was very big into space exploration. He always wanted to go to the moon. He always wanted to go to space. So that was kind of, you guys want to hear something funny? I just thought of this just now. When Elon, and I'm not really a fan of Elon anymore, but when he launched that car, that Tesla, into space with the Starman in the driver's seat, I teared up because it made me think of my dad. I think it wasn't too long after he died. It made me think of my dad as being in the driver's seat, cruising out into the universe. Thought that was interesting. My mom is a Facebook ghost too. Isn't it weird? It's fucking weird. Random suggestions are the worst if memories. Yeah, knife in the heart. I asked my dad to haunt me if he could. Nothing. Yeah, I know. Isn't it wild how we hold on to people like that? Like we're so selfish that we need them to stay with us. You know? It's a weird thing. And then I've heard of I was watching this video that came up in my feed on YouTube about people that had near-death experiences and how they all saw some sort of light or whatever. And you know what I'm thinking? I have no idea what happens when you die. I can't say I'm an atheist. I don't really believe in God, but I'm also not 100%. I'm probably 99%. I don't want to be completely true, and I don't know all the. Is it agnostic? I don't know what that is. But what happens after you die? You know, in my mind, this is like lights out, right? Like unplug a TV and it's just done. But maybe there is some. Maybe we do transcend planes, and we're some energy or whatever. Whatever you guys believe, but. When people have these near-death experiences, like Nikki Sixx, for example, he ODs on heroin, he's floating over his body. I've heard that a few times with people. And they all say, like, I saw this light and, I just didn't feel right. So I went back, I didn't go to the light. But they all say, like, they had this feeling of just euphoria, like no pain. They felt amazing. Like it was like there was something about it like that was just like they can't even, it's hard to describe, So I'm wondering to myself, but you hear people of having these same type of things when they do like the DMT thing, like an assisted microdosing trip, And I'm wondering if when people are about to die or they're having a near-death experience, is it are they having the same experience they would have on mushrooms or is the brain freaking out and dreaming and stuff and showing you things because it's like the end of life and it's about to conk out? Like, does that make sense? Like, is the brain just like showing you wild shit and making you feel, because when you have dreams, it feels real sometimes. It feels like you're having like a weird experience and it feels so real. Like, is your brain just doing that? So anytime somebody has seen this stuff, and who am I to say like your near-death experience, didn't happen or whatever, right? Yeah. Is it a chemical reaction? Exactly. Is it a spiritual thing? Or is it, it's just things going wild? Is it a thing in your brain before that last moment when there's nothing? It's crazy, right? Most likely a chemical reaction, but I'm not a believer. Yeah, that's what I think. I feel like that's what it is. Like if you see your own body, I feel like I've seen myself in my dreams. Like I've seen at some point in the last 40 years of my life, I've seen myself in a dream, right? Um, I've certainly spoken to my mother a few times. I think I've dreamt of my dad once, but it's wild shit. And it's like, it's sometimes it's really amazing and you don't want to wake up, right? Well, I feel like maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's just your brain like freaking out and going like, okay, we're about to unplug, but here, enjoy the ride. I don't know. So maybe that's an explanation for people seeing this stuff. I saw loved ones. I saw, okay, but is that you wanting to? It's just, it's like, these are our bodies, right? This is what we look like. But if we have a soul, I mean, our souls don't look like that. They don't have a personification. We are the personification of the spirit, of the soul, whatever. If we're going to go into that, at that point, you just be energy, maybe. Can you see it? Man, we are really getting deep. This is a weird one. You wouldn't see, like, I wouldn't see my mom and my dad if I was like about to cross over, right, into the light. You see your loved ones. I wouldn't, because that's just what they look like. They looked like in life. It's not what they look like now, right? If they're a soul or something or some form of energy. And it's a little sci-fi to be like, well, I look like this because this is how you knew me, so that's why I look like this. I mean, why though? We're just energy. I don't know. Dude, I got a pretzel in my head. It's weird shit. DMT is a natural chemical you have at birth and death, the crossover drug. Yeah. And you can induce it. You can like have those experiences now, right? I'll never forget when I was a kid and I had an out-of-body experience. I was 5. I woke up, so I feel like it was just a dream, but it did feel different. Yeah. My sleep paralysis dreams have always had me in them. It's weird. My brother gets sleep paralysis, like where he can't wake himself up and he's like frozen. It freaks him out. I dream of my mom a lot, but I'm a vivid dreamer anyway. When I started taking Alpha Brain, because I was a big Joe Rogan guy a few years back before he got all weird and stupid. I took Alpha Brain for like a couple months, and like the first 2 days that I took it took like 2 days. On that second day, dude, that dream was crazy. I started having some weird ass dreams, and then it stopped. I think it does do something. Maybe it just makes it more clear. We probably dream every night. And I don't know this, but we just don't remember them. I think dreaming is important because it's like your brain, it's like a way of going insane without actually going insane. Like your brain has to do all that weird shit. Just like how, me and millions of other people have to write things down first thing in the morning to get all the sillies out. It's the way of the brain's getting the sillies out. Taking on little trips. What's weird is I wake up, but I can't move or breathe. It's awful. Yeah, my brother's the same thing. It freaks him out. Shit's scary. The worst is when you wake up from a sexy dream. Oh, dude, I know. Oh, yeah. The sex dreams, man. How's everybody? It's crazy out here in Shoppingville. I'm sure it's fucking crazy out there. I don't want anything to do with it. Too much melatonin gives me wild nightmares. I'll take the like melatonin spray sometimes, you know. I want to have a sex dream instead of publicing. Yeah, for sure. Everyone tonight will dream of sex. Okay? I'm putting it out there in the world. Everyone here in this chat will dream of sex tonight. Cool? All right, man. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some lunch and I got to get some wrapping done because I don't want to do it Christmas Eve. Everybody have a great day. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for tuning in and hearing my bullshit. Farewell rapping to all you guys. And I'm sorry I didn't stream last night. I wish I could have played, but I just wasn't feeling it. Anyway. All right, guys. Later.